Here's a little secret tip on how you can create variation between your tiles and still have them seamless. Before I talk about how you can create customizability in your tiles, let's talk about why you would want to do it. These tiles that you can see on the screen right now are background tiles. But if you take a look here, you have another type of background tile, and that would be these stones. So in case I want to create some variation in the background, I can either create new tiles, so perhaps something of this nature where we have a statue or doors or chains and so on. So basically, when we want to add details to the background, we can either create custom details, which we can then place wherever we want, or we can create some variation between the tiles themselves. This is what I basically wanted to do. And why would I want to do that? Well, if you have two separate options, you can either create tiles, which then repeat, and this is very practical. And the reason why we are creating tiles is to create a game as fast as possible. So to have a reusable asset that we can use in lots of different places and still have some flexibility in creation of our world. On the other hand, if you are painting and drawing each and every single scene from the ground up, you have beautiful customizability, but it takes a lot of time. So basically, tiles are here to save us time. So if we want to create something in between, meaning we have tiles, but we also have some customizability in those tiles, this is the secret tip that I want to talk about. And that is keeping the details in the middle. So allow me to turn on the grid for the tiles so you can see what exactly is happening here. Right here, you have few different tiles. And let's take this one, for example. And if I just want to paint this tile around, you see there are no seams. These are just like some heads on the wall, like stone faces and stuff like that. You can see there are no seams, but it repeats. So what if I want to create some variation but not break the tiles themselves so that the tile set still blends seamlessly? Well, let's take a look. Here's one example. Do you see how this tile right here is a bit different? You can take a look at this head, how it's rotated from this one. There's a little bit of difference here as well, and so on. We can even push this further away. For example, something like this. You can still see how it fits in. The edge of this tile still blends perfectly with all the tiles around it, but the middle section is different. And this is what I mean by changing the middle section of a tile. So if you just change the middle and you keep these few pixels around the same, you are ensuring that this tile will blend seamlessly with all of these other ones around it, and yet you will have some difference. We have different faces that we can place, let's say these bigger ones, you have these smaller ones, even these tiles on the bottom, which are usually the bottom section where we would connect it to the floor. If you just take a look at this one, you can see that we still have some variation between them, okay? They are different because all we did was change the middle, and you can see even this specific head or face right here or mask, how it's different on these ones. You can add perhaps a little bit of beard and so on. So this is the secret tip. Just keep the edges of your tile the same and change the middle a little bit. You can also extend this technique to a bit more something complex if you really want to, but I think this works just fine. To conclude, in my opinion, this is the sweet spot where you don't have to create the entire scene each and every single time from the ground up, but also you have plenty of different tiles that blend seamlessly with each other to create something that is not boring, like having only one tile repeating all the time. So you have some interest in the scene, you have some differences, and yet it's very quick to make, it's very quick to use when you are developing your game. I also have another secret tip when it comes to creating larger objects from tiles. So if you wanna see me cover those, please let me know down in the comments. Okay, so that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed this little secret tip. As usual, relax, enjoy, and have fun.